has gone wrong at Manchester City as they continue to drop points at home to Everton. Will that theme continue as we head closer to 2025? We'll talk about that and more next. That's right, folks. Back once again, another prediction video. Today is all about match number 19. 19. That's right. As Man City are dropping like a bloody stone. Goodness gracious me. What about the race to avoid the drop down the foot? Important wins for Wolverhampton Wanderers this past weekend to give themselves a bit of a jolt in the right direction. We'll bring you back up to date with that and more in a second. If you're new where you've been, hit the old subscribe button. One stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, World Football, and of course the Premier League. That's right. We'll bring you back up to date with all that in a minute. That's right. Liverpool with a big win as well to continue their upward trajectory and of course keeping the heat away from them, and of course Chelsea dropping points to Fulham. We'll bring you back up to date with that in a minute. Big shout out to the members, you know who you are, and a big shout out to the Patreons, you know who you are. But what we're going to do now is bring you back up to date with those Boxing Day results, and of course look forward to the next round of games with also a cheeky update in the Super Brew. Alrighty then, folks, let's turn the clock back to Boxing Day and what we're talking about. We're talking about this. That is right, of course, as you see it on the screen. Man City did drop points against Everton, 1-1 in the end there. Bournemouth could only draw against Crystal Palace, 0-0. Chelsea shit in the bed against Fulham, 2-1 win for them on the road. Newcastle, no problems there with a 3-0 win over Villa. Forest, what on earth? I can't believe what I'm seeing with Forest. 1-0 winners over Spurs. West Ham with a 1-0 win over Southampton. Called it, lads. I also called the Wolves victory. I went with a 3-1 win over United, but it was a 2-0 win. And Liverpool did beat Leicester 3-1 in the end. Now, I am coming at you early because Brighton, Brentford, Arsenal, Ipswich are taking place today. But it is a rapid turnaround of games. So I'm getting my prediction video out now. So table may affect a little bit, as will the form as well. Speaking of table, this is what it looks like right now without those games in full effect. So Arsenal technically could go into second with a win, of course, for them this time around. As for Brighton, they're also in the mix with Brentford is also playing as well. But anyway, currently as it stands, nothing's going to take over the top spot with Liverpool running away with it. 42 points, just one defeat all season. Of course, big mover down the foot. It is Wolves. They're out of the bottom three right now. But don't rule out Everton, Crystal Palace, or even Manchester United. Did we say that? Did we say, are they in a relegation fight just yet? I don't think so. There's still a good gap between themselves and, of course, the panic button. But, of course, right now it is grim stuff for Southampton. Let's bring you back up to date with the Super Brew. Here it is on the screen right about now. Of course, it is only halfway complete. We've still got a couple of games which could disrupt the flux. But Vinny Hung with 11.5 points. Well done to him. Mike Chidlicks as well up there. Vanilla Victory alongside them. And Black Angel up in the bronze. Myself, I thought I did okay, but I can't bloody see myself here. Can I do a quick search for me? Where am I? Did I get my predictions in? 5.5 points. Not great, but I think it does move me somewhat in the prediction league. Anyway, if you see your name in there, please, I'm up 53rd spot, which is not great. I'm up 3 spots, though. Hey, still early days. Make sure you get your predictions in as well. We look forward to those as we head closer to 2025. This is the link if you want to get involved with the Super Brew, 100% free, of course, and we are coming at you with the final games of 2024, and they should be on the screen right about now. That's right. Look at those bangers, including the first one, which is Leicester City up against Manchester City. That's where we're going right here, right now. The Rudes boys up against, of course, Pep's boys right now on the 29th of December. That's right. Leicester 18th for the table, 14 points for the campaign. 3 defeats on the spin for Rude Van Nistelrooy up against Man City. Pep Guardiola winless in the last 5 matches. They're 7th with 28 points for the campaign. 32 times they've played since 1994. 8 wins Leicester, 20 wins for Man City. 4 draws between the two sides. Coming at you at the King Power Stadium. Now, the last time they played over at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Man City back in October 2022. Leicester have only won once of the last 6 against them. That was in the Charity Shield back in August 2021. Leicester, though, on the back of that 3-1 loss to Liverpool. Man City with that 1-1 draw against Everton. The odds for this one, though, 13-2 is your Leicester, 11-4 on. Surely City going to win this one. 9-2 is the draw. Of course, I backed City in the last one. I'm going to back City on this one. They've got to come out of it, and of course they've got to win this game because look where the Leicester are. If this does go the other way, or even a draw, I think the questions are going to have to start rearing their ugly head here. Because what on earth is going wrong at City? Anyway, Palace up against Southampton coming at you at Selhurst Park. Oliver Glasner's ball, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost it and drawn 2 over the last 6. They sit 16th with 17 points for the campaign. And Southampton under Ivan Juric, who are 20th, rock bottom, 6 points for the campaign. They are winless in the last 9 matches. They played each other 41 times, though, since 1994. 13 wins for Crystal Palace, 18 wins for Southampton. There's been 10 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at Selhurst Park, it was a 2-1 win for Southampton back back in January 2023. That was in the FA Cup. The last time I played, though, in the league at this venue, it was a 1-0 win for Palace back in October 2022. Palace on the back of that 0-0 draw against Bournemouth. Southampton are losing to 1-0 to West Ham most recently, but back-to-back games without a goal now. They've only scored 1 goal in the last 5 matches. The odds for this one, though, we look at Palace 7-4 on for the victory. At 92 is your Southampton. 29-10 is the draw here. We're going to go with a Palace victory here, I am. Yeah, 2-1 win. Southampton really are lost up a creek without a paddle. Meanwhile, Everton up against Nottingham Forest. Now, this one is a tricky one because Everton, under Sean Dyche, are grinding out some results. 15 for the table, 17 points for the campaign. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Nottingham Forest. Nuno Espirito Santo, manager of the season contender here. 5 wins in the last 6. They are 3rd in the table, 34 points for the campaign. They played each other 13 times since 1994. Everton winning 6 of them. Forest winning 4 of them. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Now, Everton did beat them last time around. It was earlier in the calendar year. 2-0 win it was for Everton at Goodison Park. They've actually unbeaten against Forest over the last 5, picking up back-to-back wins over them last season, back-to-back clean sheets as well. Everton on the back of that 1-1 draw against Man City, draws against Arsenal, Chelsea and Man City, and a win over Wolves, of course. So they're unbeaten in the last 4, conceding just 1 goal in that last 4. Forest themselves also back-to-back clean sheets, important wins over Brentford at home, who hardly ever lose at home. So a good tough old game this one. 7-4, no, it's 8-5 is your Everton, 9-5 is your Forest, 11-5 is the draw. It's quite tight with the bookies. It could very much be a draw here, but I am leaning towards an Everton victory. Again, not many goals in this one. Forest could win it, and probably, it's one of them coin flipper Roonies, but I'm going to back Everton. Clean sheet kingdom, and another 3 points. Important for them as well. Denting Forest's top 4 ambitions. Meanwhile, Fulham up against Bournemouth. That's right. It's the Scott Parker derby. That's right. Fulham under Marco Silva. 8th for the table, 28 points for the campaign. Unbeaten the last 6 matches. 67% forward. Up against Bournemouth under Andiara Iriola. Unbeaten also in the last 6 matches. They are 6th place with 29 points. Fulham 8th. 28 points. Played with 11 times since 2010. 2 wins Fulham, 5 wins Bournemouth. 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at this venue was a 3-1 win for Fulham back in February 2024. The home side hasn't lost this game since Fulham beat Bournemouth at Bournemouth back in April 2019. Fulham on the back of that 2-1 win over Chelsea. Of course, Bournemouth with a 0-0 draw over Palace. Back-to-back clean sheets for Bournemouth. On this one, 30-10 is your Fulham, 50-8 is your Bournemouth, 13-5 is the draw. It's one of them. It's definitely a draw on this one, surely. No, going with Fulham. I'm going with the Fulham 2-0 victory. It does feel like a draw when I look at it. Both sides are playing good. Fulham, though, massive win against Chelsea. I think maybe that will roll into this one. Meanwhile, it's the Nuno Espirito Santo derby as Ange Postologlou's Tottenham, 11th in the table, 23 points for the campaign. Back-to-back defeats coming at you up against Wolves under Victor Pereira, 17th in the table, back-to-back wins. That's right. 21 times they have played since 2003. 10 wins Spurs, 8 wins Wolves, 3 draws between the two sides. Now, the last time they played over at this very venue, it was a 2-1 win for Wolves, who've won 3 on the spin against Tottenham Hotspur. They've actually won 4 of the last 5 against them, all in the Premier League. Spurs on the back of that 1-0 loss to Nottingham Forest, and Wolves on the back of that 2-0 win over Manchester United. Back-to-back clean sheets for them as well, coming at you. The odds for this one, Spurs 5-3 on for the victory, 60-5 is your Wolves, 4-1 is the draw. I like Wolves and good results of late, but this one's going to be a bridge too far. Spurs will win this one. 3-1 win. Of course, move up the table. They'll go. Meanwhile, West Ham up against Liverpool coming at you at the London Stadium on the 29th of December. West Ham under Julian Lopetegui unbeaten the last 4 matches. 1-2 loss to, of course. 50% form for them over the last 6. 13th for the table, 23 points for the campaign. Up against Liverpool under Arne Slot, who won 83% form for them right now. Unbeaten in I don't even know how long. They are top 42 points for the campaign. Played each other 61 times since 1993. 11 wins for the Hammers, 38 wins for Liverpool, and 12 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at this venue, was a 2-2 draw back in April 2024. They also already played each other this season in the EFL Cup. It was at Anfield. It was a 5-1 win. Of course, there's lots of goals in this game. If you want to look back over the last 4, there's been 15 goals in the last 4 matches. Actually, tell a lie, 15, 19, 20, 23 goals. I think 23 goals in the last 4 matches between these two sides, both in the league and the cup. Hammers, though, on the back of that 1-0 win over Southampton. Liverpool with a 3-1 win over Leicester. They've actually scored, 11 goals in the last 3 games themselves. The odds for this one, 6-1 is your Hammers, 5-2 on is your Liverpool, 4-1 is the draw. Going to go with another 3-0 win. Liverpool convincingly and looking destined to become champions once again. Aston Villa up against Brighton coming out on Monday, December the 3rd. That's December the 30th. That's right. Villa under Unai Emery. 67% form for them right now. 9th in the table. 28 points for the campaign. 2 defeats the last 3. Up against Brighton and Fabian Hutzler. Winless in 5. They're 10th in the table. 25 points for the campaign. Played each other 15 times since 2010. 8 wins Villa. 2 wins Brighton. 5 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at Aston Villa was a 6-1 win for Villa back in September 2023. Meanwhile, what are we looking at here? Meanwhile, of course, Villa on the back of that 3-0 loss to Newcastle. West Ham did draw with Brighton most recently, but their last win was against Bournemouth. Back on the end of November. The odds for this one, we're looking at 10-9 on is your Villa, 13-5 is your Brighton, 14-5 is the draw. You're going to go with the Villa victory here, 3-1 win. Of course it will. And of course, moving the chains. Ipswich up against Chelsea, that's right, also December the 30th. Ipswich under Kieran McKenna, 19th for the table, 12 points for the campaign, just 1 win in the last 6. Up against Chelsea and Enzo Marquesca, second in the table as of recording. Of course, Arsenal could interrupt that flux. But back-to-back games now without a win. 10th in the table, since 1993, 1 win for Ipswich, 5 wins Chelsea. 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at Portman Road, it was a 0-0 draw back in April 2002. Ipswich on the back of that 4-0 loss to Newcastle. Chelsea losing to Fulham at home as well. 11-2 is your Ipswich, 50-21 on is your Chelsea, 50-4 is the draw. It's going to be a Chelsea win, aren't they? They look good. They've got players in abundance, and they should win this one as well with a 2-0 victory. Going to go with Manchester United now up against Newcastle, coming at Old Trafford. That's right, Manchester under Ruben Almiron, 14th for the table, 22 points for the campaign. 3 defeats on the spin up against the Geordies and Eddie Howe. 4 wins on the spin. Played each other 62 times since 1993. 36 wins for Manchester United, 10 wins for the Geordies, 16 draws between the two sides, and 7 points separate the two sides in the table. 14th place Man United, 5th place Newcastle United. Coming at Old Trafford. The last time I played, though, at this very venue was back in May 2024. It was a 3-2 win for United at Old Trafford. Prior to that, though, Newcastle had won 3 on the spin against them and hadn't conceded a goal against them in those last 3. United, though, on the back of that 2-0 loss to Wolves. It's been back-to-back games now without a goal for Manchester United. Newcastle, though, on the back of successive clean sheets, beating Ipswich and Aston Villa 4-0 and 3-0 respectively. So back-to-back clean sheets for them. The odds here, 7-4 is United, 31-20 is your Newcastle, 5-2 is the draw. I think we could have a game on our hands here, guys. I think Manchester United will win it. 2-1 win, but it'll be a game to watch. So sit down, hold tight. It'll be a cracker. The final game in the Premier League on Monday, December the 30th. Then we go to Wednesday, January the 1st. The one and only game on the New Year's Day is Brentford against Arsenal. Coming at you over at the Community Stadium. Brentford under Thomas Frank, 33% form for them right now. Just 1 win in the last 5, according to right here, right now. 12th in the table, 23 points for the campaign. Up against Arsenal, 83% form for them. Unbeaten in at least the last 6. They are 4th as of recording. Again, we'll record it on the 27th of December, ahead of the game Arsenal playing tonight. Played each other 8 times in 2018, 1 for Brentford, 6 wins for Arsenal. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time we played over at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Arsenal back in November 2023. The Gunners on the back of that 5-1 win over Palace. Brentford did lose to Forest most recently. The odds, though, 19-4 is your Brentford, 2-1 on is your Arsenal, 7-2 is the draw. It's going to be Gunners' victory here to wrap up the 3 points and kick off 2025 with some style. So 2-0 win for them. That, of course, will upset the apple cart and maybe disrupt the flux at the top of the table. But that are my predictions for 2024 in the Premier League. Of course, come back next time when we look forward to a full fixture list in 2025. Until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. Until then, we are donezo.